dolly lovers, and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would finally do my ball jointed doll MSD size comparison. I know my size comparison of dolls for reborns have been really helpful in the past, so I thought I would do this for you guys today. I only have 2 ball jointed dolls in my collection at the moment, but they are quite different, and it was a bit of a surprise when I got my second one in the mail. So first I want to start off by saying Yoko here was the first doll that I ordered, but Miyoami was the first doll that I actually received in the mail, and that is because I purchased Miyoami from a US dealer, so I didn't have to purchase directly from the company overseas in China, whereas I had to wait quite a while for Yoko to come home because she was coming directly from South Korea, where the doll is manufactured. So I'm going to start off by giving you the details and the rundown for each doll, so you kind of have a basis to start with. In general, ball jointed dolls, resin ball jointed dolls anyway, come in 3 general size categories, and from there each size category kind of breaks down into even smaller subcategories. So that's why ball jointed doll sizes can be pretty confusing at first, but after a while you kind of start to get the hang of it and put 2 and 2 together after researching for quite a bit. So I want to first start by saying my dolls fall into the MSD size range, and that stands for Mini Super Dolphy. If you guys are really interested in ball jointed dolls and really want to understand the measurements and the abbreviations and why things are named the way they are, I will be putting a link to the article that I wrote discussing this, so you guys can read up on that. But for the sake of this video, my dolls fit into the middle size category. So they're not really small and they're not really big either. They're in the middle, the sweet spot that I'd like to say. But as you can see, even though these dolls are in the same category, you can just look at them and see they are as like night and day when it comes to their proportions. So I'm going to start off with Miyoami, who's on the left. She is an MYOU doll, Delia. That is her brand and her sculpt, and she is 1/4 size. Her height is 44 centimeters, so that's about 17.3 inches tall. And that kind of gives you an idea of how big or how small these dolls are. If you want to break out a ruler and kind of eyeball it and really get an idea of how big these dolls are. Her head circumference is 18 centimeters. Her eye size is 14 centimeters, or millimeters, excuse me. Her neck circumference is 7 centimeters. Her foot size is 5.5 centimeters long. Waist is 14 centimeters. And her chest size is 20 centimeters. So this doll is on the 3-part body by MYOU, which is the girl body number 1. It's the first body type that the company released. I do believe there is a body type 2 with probably a little different, a little bit different figure than this particular body. But this is the one that I have, and she has a large bust. When you order directly from the company, you're able to choose things like the style of body you want, how you want their joints to be, and sometimes how large you want their breasts to be. So that's a kind of cool feature. that really customizes the doll, especially if you want to make your doll into a certain kind of character for a role play story, and that just gives you some options. So this is my girl. So since she was the first one that I ever received, of course any doll that I get after that, I'm always going to be comparing them to her, because she was the first kind of rule of measurement that I had. I've seen ball jointed dolls in person before, and it's been over a year since I've really seen or held one in person. So being able to really eyeball her and see her up close and see how she's weighted really gives me a sense of these dolls. So I will say both girls have double jointed elbows and knees. And if you guys are interested, I can do a posing video next on what's the posability for these dolls, how well can they pose and move and stand. But for now, we'll just focus on their body comparison and their size. So as you can see, Miyoami is pretty tall, and I think what makes her look even taller is the fact that she's really slender. She doesn't really have wide hips or really curvy body. Like, she has a kind of really long, straight, athletic type body, and she does have large bust. I'll put her to the side so you can kind of see how much her boobies stick out. Really small, dainty wrists, and just really straight up and down kind of legs and thighs. Like, the top of her thigh isn't that much bigger than like this part of her leg to me. So she's pretty narrow and straight up and down. Her head and face, you can see, is quite smaller than Yoko's, which is the main difference that I noticed when I got Yoko in the mail. I was like, oh my god, her head is so big, her face is so much bigger. But so yeah, so those are Miyoami's general measurements. And now I will go over what Yoko's measurements are, and I will be putting all this in the description box below so you guys can go back and really read through and compare the sizes. To be honest, when it comes down to specifics and measurements, Yoko is only maybe like half a centimeter or a centimeter larger in measurements compared to Miyoami, because they both wear the same clothes. They both wear the same size wigs. The only huge difference is shoes. Not all the shoes that Yoko can wear, Miyoami can wear, and vice versa, because their feet are definitely the hugest difference. But as far as clothing sizes, for the most part, anything that Miyoami can wear, Yoko can wear, and that's what really surprised me. So Yoko here on the right is a LUTS Kid Delf doll. That is the brand and the size category for LUTS. She is the Muhwa Sculpt, and I have her on the girl type 5 romantic body. So that just tells you a little bit of information about what kind of body type. LUTS has been in business for quite a while now, and they have reinvented a lot of different bodies for their ball jointed dolls. There's quite a few to choose from now. So the type 5 for girl, labeled romantic, is the newest in the series, and this particular body, as you can see, has a little bit chubbier limbs. The thighs are a little thicker, like everything is a lot thicker, a lot rounder. Her wrists are huge compared to Miyoami's dainty little wrists. Even her hands look a little bit wider. Her bust actually looks smaller than Miyoami's. but her waist is definitely a little bit more curvier and rounder. And like I said, the biggest difference is that head of hers is technically, let's see, only a centimeter larger than Miyoami's head, but just the proportions on this doll are so much bigger than my MU doll. So I just want to show you guys what they look like, because they're both in the same size category, can fit the same clothes, but just knowing that fact doesn't automatically mean that the proportions of all MSD size dolls are going to be the same. And the reason I was super surprised was because I was planning out a kind of backstory for these two, kind of creating my own little fan fiction, I guess, my own little fantasy story about these two girls, and I was stuck on the idea that they would be sisters and they'd have some kind of magical adventure. Well, when Yoko came in the mail, I was like, there is no way these two even remotely look related. I ordered Miyoami in the tan color, and Yoko is in LUTS Real Skin Brown, and these two are supposed to be some of the darker resin colors for both. And clearly the MU's tan and darker browns are way toastier than LUTS version. Now LUTS also has two more resin colors that are a little bit darker, so maybe one of those colors may be about the same match. But as for the Real Skin Brown, this is what you get. To me, it doesn't exactly look like a brown. It's kind of like an olive tan color if you're just looking for a realistic reference. And this to me is more like a darker tan. But yeah, they are like night and day, to be honest. So I've changed my idea of their characters quite a bit since I've gotten them home. I decided that Yoko would be the main character and Miyoami would, for lack of a better word right now, be her imaginary friend, because I don't want to give away the story. I haven't even finished writing it. So for the sake of that, Yoko is our main character and Miyoami is Yoko's imaginary friend, quote unquote imaginary friend. So that's where I am with that. They are super cute dolls nonetheless, whether they look alike or not, but I did want you guys to see the differences. Miyoami just looks so much taller and slimmer, even though their size difference is only off by like I said, less than 1 centimeter. But the proportions of ball jointed dolls can be really interesting when you have more than one to compare. So I hope this video was, I don't know if it was helpful or informative, or just to give you guys an idea of a look at them and how they are, because I don't believe you guys have seen my two girls side by side like this, so you can really see how their features are, how their bodies look. But this is how they look. Now, if I had a preference on which body I like the most, I'd say I like Yoko's body type the most. I like the thicker, chubbier limbs. It just really gives you something to grab onto. And believe it or not, even though this doll looks chubbier or thicker, actually Miyoami feels heavier. She feels a lot more solid, a lot heavier. Yoko is no lightweight, believe that, because resin is a pretty sturdy and heavy material. But when I took her out of the box, I was like, wow, this is crazy. She has thicker limbs, but she feels a lot lighter than Miyoami does. So those little differences make each doll completely unique. So I just wanted to talk about that for a bit, and as my collection grows, I will be back, of course, doing this video again to show you all in the future. I would really like to own a MSD size doll, which would be smaller than these two here. I really don't believe I would be adopting any SD size dolls, which can be really big. Not that I don't have the room for them, I just don't think I would enjoy them as much. So who knows what the future will hold, but for now I'm really happy with the MSD size, and I'd like to try out a MSD size. So I am going to end that part of the video. If you guys want to stick around for the dress up part, that would be great. Today I have a few new items that I want to put on my girls. This was the whole reason why I decided to do the comparison video, because they have new clothes and I usually take off all their clothes on both dolls, and I was like, you know what, this would be a good time to do the comparison while they don't have any clothes on. So I guess I will start with Miyoami. Miyoami has a new I Am Sunny dress, which is super cute, and I also found this cute satchel from the My Generation doll line of accessories that you could find at Walmart. Is it My Generation or My Life? It might be My Life because it was at Walmart. And she has her wig and her shoes and socks. And Yoko has a new dress also from I Am Sunny, and she has her stockings and socks and her wig all picked out, and I am super excited about this new bunny-eared bonnet that I also got from the I Am Sunny shop. So I think they're going to be looking super duper cute. So stick around, you guys, and see what they look like at the end of this video. video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you hanged in to the end and saw our little outfit changing, I think the girls look super duper cute. I will be taking them with me to MechaCon this year, especially since I plan on meeting up with some local ball jointed doll collectors there, and I can't wait for them to meet my girls. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.